So I want to say thank you for giving me this space, this Zen space where I could truly feel like being myself and being able to just expose all of my colors, all of my rambling, all of my Cubanness, all of my bilingual ways, so that I could feel free just being me and not feeling worried if I'm gonna go off the tangent, if I'm gonna talk too much, if the life stories that I'm trying to put together will make sense. I have seen your stories, I see you, I feel you, and it's about time that I get myself in front of the camera and stop hiding myself behind the words that I could so write. So first of all, I have not done module 2. It's actually my next thing to do, but I didn't want to postpone this anymore. My ego always says, later, later, that which scares me the most, which is speaking in front of people, and especially about things that I'm very passionate about, things that I really believe in. I could talk about dentistry, I could talk about, biochemistry or anatomy or physiology, but when I really tap into faith and believing in something higher than just the human side to us, that just turns me on. But I get nervous because I gotta stand strong in something that it was so different for me as I grew up. I was born and raised in Cuba, in communist Cuba. So I never went to church. I never heard about God. I didn't know what God was, what religion was. I just knew there was, we couldn't go to church, or church was not in my radar. So growing up, I didn't have any belief systems other than wake up, manage to find something to eat, go to school, dance, be happy, be Cuban, but we didn't have much. And all of my life, up to 9 years old that I was in Cuba, I always felt this little. Like I felt I had a big personality, but inside I felt little, because I would see all the tourists that would come from Russia or Canada having money and being able to go to hotels and managing to buy food like apples and gum and chocolate, things that I never had. So I always thought that that's it. Since I'm Cuban, I'm not good enough. I could never be something like that because I was born in Cuba. Unless I'm born again, I just can't be anything bigger than what I'm told that I am. So as a little girl, most girls probably dream of Prince Charming and being kissed and falling in love. Honestly, I would dream of an apple and pretending I was Snow White. So I would eat a tomato, a red tomato, whenever we had tomatoes, and I would just pretend I was Snow White because of the lack mentality. But I always managed to find a happy twist to every story. But this kind of really set into my subconscious mind. This not good enoughness, this I gotta settle for what's around, because I never believed there was something higher, that there was something that you can create from within, until 4 years ago that all this information started coming my way and I was very open to receive it. And I could tell you from there to now, I am out of the spiritual closet. I believe in so much. I understand the quantum physics of reality. I understand the mystical sides of what ancient wisdom would tell us that we were and that we are going through in this new era. So, but I hide a lot, and that's my biggest shame. I have been so blessed by life. I've had such an amazing family. Even though I was born in Cuba, communist Cuba, and I traveled a lot, I was raised then in Colombia, South America for 6 years, and then came to the US at 16, not knowing English, going through this cultural shock of feeling that I couldn't speak and like feeling uncomfortable, but then trying to master it through a lot of relationships with men that didn't speak Spanish so that I could actually learn English. But coming back to now, where I still feel the shame of why do I feel little at times? Why do I shrink my colors and hide my colors away? Why can I just be happy about what I was giving and just like not question twice if I'm being too much or too crazy or too wild or too open or too flirty? I've been called flirty and crazy all my life, but I'm not meaning to flirt with you. I just love you so much, and I just like life so much that my body speaks as I speak with my words. A lot of times my brain is very bilingual, so I'm in a constant fight to pick words, but my body speaks one language, and it's the language of alignment and flow and happiness. So I hide and I keep hiding when I know I have a big message. When I know I'm an embodiment of what I believe in. When I know I lead by example. And there's so much more I gotta do in my life to show you and the world what creating your own reality looks like. Because I'm not saying this tangible reality. I'm speaking about that internal reality, that inner fire, that inner smile. And even becoming a dentist, even when I went through a lot of resistance with my profession, but now I'm coming back home to understanding that I understood what a smile looked like from the outside, so that I could realize that smiles come from within. And that's actually the slogan at my office, and I came up with that 4 years ago before I was really awakened. So it was always within me, the need and the love for turning on myself and like, you know, reaching in and igniting my own fire. And it's the only thing I want to do for myself, so that I could teach others how to do it for themselves. Like, honestly, a lot of times I get people coming my way to try to warm up with my own light, but they don't want to do the work in themselves. And that's not the way it works. We have to get on a discipline of turning ourselves on by command and demand. And I could say this very easily, but then in my moments of ego, I hide. And I lose that outer and inner smile because I feel fearful that what if I speak too much? What if they don't understand my accent? What if I blank in English? But then my ego goes, what if you blank in Spanish? So it's never happy. So I've figured out, I'm like, bitch, if you're not happy in English or happy in Spanish, then there's obviously something wrong here. It's not me, it's you. Someone has to go, and it's not gonna be my divinity. That is what I'm here to do in this incarnation. I'm here to embody light. Most times in a constant readjustment of understanding and detecting, am I coming from an impure, fictitious, ego-oriented way of acting, thinking, and feeling? Or am I choosing my pureness, my light, my truth, my basic truth of the light and divinity that's within all of us, but we all have to do the work to access it. You are the own key. You are the key to accessing. Say hello, buddy. This is my, yeah, hello. So I could go on and on talking about how to turn on ourselves, but if I'm not showing up on camera, if I'm not showing up to what I believe in, if I don't show up for you, for my friends, for my family, and for others that don't even know me, and I'm afraid of what they may think, then I'm not really applying what I know. And then I'm not really reprogramming myself. I get stuck in the little self, in the shame of being Cuban, just, yeah, you can't go to hotels, you can't have apples and gum and chocolate because there's no money for you, you know, and your parents could be doctors and you could be a doctor, but you still won't have that big stuff, that beautiful life. No, I mean, just do your thing. Just don't be too wild, don't be too crazy. Oh, you're too much. Oh my God, you're too colorful. Oh, you speak so fast. Oh, you're so flirty. And feeling shame for that, when in reality, I am graced by God. And it's funny, the other night when the second module meditation came out, I listened to it twice, and something within me made me look up my name, the origin of Annette. So in Hebrew, he wants to breastfeed you guys. In Hebrew, it comes from Hannah, which means that which is graced by God. And all of my life, I always felt that I had a star on me, guiding me. Go ahead. And helping me. And like everything I did, I would do the bare minimum. I literally just, if I would take a test, I would study just like the 1 day before or 2 days before. If I would do, I don't know, anything I did my bare minimum. I never pushed my full potential. I was always just like, last minute kind of person, least active member. And that was very shameful for me, but I would like hide it. I would pretend that it was okay, that I don't care, so who cares? But then now I look back and I'm like, shit, this is my time to push to my full potential, because I actually found what I'm passionate about. I am passionate about living a passionate life, a life of awe and enthusiasm and lit up excitement for just waking up, for just going to the shower, for just going and eating like a peanut butter bread. Like, it doesn't matter. I didn't have anything growing up, yet I was so happy. So why can't we do that as we grow up and we're actually independent? We're living alone. We don't have to be under our parents' roof anymore. So it goes to show that it's in ourselves. Like, we have to choose. It doesn't matter whether I have now apples and chocolates and like all this great life, if I still feel the same little girl that didn't have anything in Cuba, and I feel like that no matter how many hotels I could go into now, I don't enjoy it, then what's the point of having lived this beautiful life? So I wanted to say before I go and watch my module 2 that I feel shame for hiding who I really are. I could put little pieces of myself out there and people may think, oh wow, she's so out there, she's so happy and she's so colorful, but that's not even half of who I am. There's so much to me that I haven't even discovered, and I am so willing to do it now, especially in this space where I could just be my goofy self and just get in front of the camera and speaking out loud. And it's not gonna be dark all the time, it's not gonna be happy all the time either, but I tend to gravitate towards light, and I tend to gravitate towards happiness, and to feel shame for that, that's so sad. Why are we so conditioned that we have to feel good feeling bad? Why do I have to feel bad that I'm a happy person most times? And why do I have to feel bad when I'm not doing something other than just relaxing, which is what I do best? Why do I have to get with the same program as society of do, go, when I create best when I'm just chilling and connecting deeply with others? That is what I'm here to do, just to connect, to observe, to listen, to enjoy your life, your stories, your ups, your downs. I feel everything that you're going through, and it makes me thrive even when you go through bad stuff, because I see that pain making you grow so much faster. And your pain reminds me of my previous pains and even pains that I go through now. But I want to tell you that shame, it's easy to feel when it's something that it's sad attached to it, when there's something wrong. But what happens when we feel shame out of good things? That's weird. Well, I feel shame out of being a happy person that was raised in a happy family. I feel shame that even though I have all this grace and all this happiness, I haven't really created the thriving business that I should have by this time, because my light wasn't in my business. I was running away. I was resenting even patients that loved me so much, because I was like, they need me, they want my light, but how about me? How about you show up with your light, no matter where you are, a dentist, a stripper, in the freaking car, it doesn't matter. And the day I realized that I just have to show up with my light, and then the world will give me their light, that's the day I've set myself free. And this is how I even manifested Katie in my life, that I met her randomly in Miami, and we've become like great friends and a great sisterhood, because I see her light and she teaches me action. She teaches me massive action. And I teach her massive flow and like chill. But you know what? It's a fucking balance. It's the masculine and the feminine within. It's the marriage of listening and speaking at the same time. I could listen all day long, but if I'm not speaking and doing what I said I would do, then it all goes to waste. So again, I'm not gonna go off more other than to say that I will not feel shame for being my crazy wild self anymore. I will show up to just flaunting my colors with pride, flaunting my darkness with pride, my credit card debt, my issues with my man because he still doesn't make the money, and I'm continue to be the breadwinner. But then I call myself out on it, and I can't blame him for not making enough when as a doctor I'm still not at the level that I should be at. And money follows high energy, and even if I show that I have a lot of high energy, the high energy comes from within, and it's that consistent inner smile that I have to master. And this is my commitment to myself, to show up daily and be accountable to myself and my word as a daily habit. I want to reprogram myself to not get lethargic and apathetic and bored out of existence. I want to show up just being this lit up being that I know I am most times. And in the times that I'm not being that person, I demand and command myself to get there. Like, I don't want to just lay down and chill all the time when I could be doing something for society, when I could be doing something better for my son. Like, I could just be either dancing. That's why I get on dancing, I get on moving, because I tend to just like relax, and it doesn't make me gain weight or overeat or anything like that, but it still is making me do nothing with my existence. And I have this inclination to get somewhere, and I'm here to be an example of light, I don't want to be ashamed of that. I don't want to feel bad that I don't cry every day. I don't want to feel bad that I don't struggle every day. I'm happy that I don't, because then I could show others that this is a way of living too. And it's a beautiful way. And we don't have to be, feeling shameful because we don't match what society tells us that we should be like. No, yeah, we do find the shadows, but those shadows are actually, I feed off of those. I get happy when I see my faults. I get so happy. I'm always digging and looking, because that's where you see the hole in you. That's where the universe looks at itself. And that's where the universe could go through and give you what you want. If we look at our faults and our holes and we cover them up and we cover them up and we try to, no, we gotta see it and we gotta go through it, and then we empty out the vessel. Anyway, spirituality is where it's at. That inner smile is where it's at. Feeling God and feeling as God and knowing that it's the same and that we have command over that, it's where it's at. Everything else is just distractions. So before you start your day, feel it inside and milk that feeling all day long. Just, that's all. It's just a little fire inside. That's the only thing we have to tap into. Everything else will follow that heart-brain coherence. It will just happen. It's not about being mindful. I don't even like that term, mindful. It's like a mind full of, even if it's good things, it's more of like a heart full. If you live your life from a heart full way, those wavelengths, coherent wavelengths, would help your brain get as coherent as well. And then you're gonna be in a dance with yourself, your heart and your brain, and then your body will follow, and you will start just flowing through your days. So please, 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 make me get accountable to showing up once a week and just speaking out loud to what I'm going through, maybe at my office, maybe at home, maybe about that internal shame of, oh, why are you so happy? Should you be this happy? You don't have that much money. You haven't done this. You haven't done that. I'm like, fuck you. Don't make me feel shameful out of something that I'm like, I'd rather be happy doing nothing than being unhappy doing nothing, right? So anyway, I want to show up for you, but mainly for me, and mostly for Katie, because she believes in me sometimes a lot more than I believe in my own light. She told me one day, you should be a fucking performer, just a clown that you go into people's houses and you just make them, you entertain them with your light. And I was like, I would fucking love that. I want to be your personal clown. I want to come into your life and just like adorn your corners with colors and like show you how your routines could be spiced up so much. And just, I see your fucking light and I see your sass, and I want you to flaunt it. I want you to flaunt it, at least for me. So send me a little video of you being goofy and let's have fun together. This is the reason why I'm in this group. I want you guys to have fun with me, and I want to have fun with you. So may the games begin. Ciao. Arrivederci. Sayonara.